Whew, it's been a while. Now, where did let's see, groups? Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Let's Play of Super Mario World. But before we do that, I think it would probably be fair and fitting to perhaps talk about what's going on with the Switch Online service here. Apparently, this game right here, Super Soccer, yeah, they're planning on removing it. For reasons I have no clue. I mean, it's owned by Churnsoft, realistic 3D soccer game. I mean, I'm not really a soccer enthusiast, but yeah, I played it for about 2 minutes. I don't think the controls are very intuitive myself, but I feel like I should probably do a Let's Play on this, but today's date is March 26th, so I don't see myself coming back to this, so just thought I'd advertise it real quick, or perhaps maybe someone else has already played this. I mean, look, if Nintendo's going to remove it, and I don't condone it, but I guess you could always use unofficial software to emulate it for your own enjoyment, but again, not condoning it, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. I personally don't really like soccer games. However, Nintendo is going to give us 4 new games on top of this one. None of which I am particularly interested in. Although I think one of them has the same art style as a game called Liberty or Death, which is based on the Revolutionary War in the United States. Yeah, kind of weird. I mean, there's a bunch of other games I would have preferred over those 4. I mean, I don't know. Give us King Arthur's World. Give us, I don't know, Gary Kitchen's Super Battle Tank or Super Battle Tank 2. Conflict for the NES or Super Conflict for the Super NES. You know, either one of those games would have been preferable. You know, because for one thing, I played them before, and 2, memories, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. Okay, so let's get back to it. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I think that's the one. Okay. What is today's date? The March 26, 2025. I think 2025, March 26th. Okay, I think that one was my test playthrough before I started this LP here. Or maybe it was this one? No. Anyway, this one, I believe... This one's the most recent, February 16th. Okay. So, when we last left off, we ended things off by clearing the Donut Plains. Donut Plains is the first world you'll come to that has this particular music. Then there's this area up here, which is known as the Vanilla Tableland. The Twin Bridges area, trust me, there are 2 bridges, or there will be 2 bridges. Cookie Mountain, that castle up there on the hill, as well as the Chocolate Island down here. Anyway, so before we get into it, oh, I didn't clear that level, did I? I can come back to that later or do it on my own time. Okay, looks like I got everything I need. Never mind. Yes, I am well aware I could have gotten an extra life, but whatever. Okay, so the thing about Vanilla Dome is that this is supposedly the biggest world there is in this game. So let's just get started. One thing to note, there are some levels have a yellow dot and others have a red dot. Yellow dot indicates one exit, red dots indicate there are two possible exits. Now, the thing is that I don't know if there's any significant difference between a big spot or a small spot. I mean, this one, for whatever reason, is big. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's an extra tough level. I don't know. Okay, so... Vanilla Dome. Here you'll have your first introduction to Spike Tops, a cousin of the Spinies, Swoopers. There's the Buzzy Beetle, in case you have never encountered one before. Nah, I don't need that one. Now there are two possible exits for this level. Oops. Okay, well, looks like I gotta go after Yoshi then. Hey, come back here. Well, that was clutch. Okay, so... Yeah, so for whatever reason, Yoshi's tongue can stick out farther past the blocks. Okay. Now, as you can see, this level gives you two shells. Now, the thing about Koopa shells is that, you know, depending on which one Yoshi has in his mouth, determines which power he'll yield. Or wield? So if he has a blue one in his mouth, obviously he gets to fly. Now, what this game expects you to do is to come back to this level later after hitting the red Switch Palace. But, since we can just fly, we can already make our way up here. Now this will take us to the uppermost path over here. I think for the sake of simplicity, I'll go ahead and just do the secret routes first. So, anyway, the secret exit will lead you here to the Vanilla Secret. Or Vanilla Secret 1. Now this level is almost completely vertical. Oh. Okay, actually I don't think I can use Yoshi for this particular level, I guess. Yeah, I'm not seeing any way of being able to fly up there as I am now. See, if I had a blue Yoshi, he'd be able to fly regardless of which shell he had in his mouth, but here we're having to make do, so, and Yoshi can't climb a vine, so this is where we part ways here. One thing I do want to show off is that in the Super Nintendo original, if you have a shell in your hand, you can carry it up the vine with you. Just kick it up, and as long as you're holding the Y or X button, you can actually carry the shell with you. You can carry a variety of objects this way. Okay, so that pipe over there is where we need to go for the secret exit, so I think we'll go ahead and do just that here. I mean, it's not too particularly difficult. Hey, you just come here, and there we go. Just make sure you don't get hit by the football-playing Charge and Chuck. Each Charge and Chuck has its own unique classification of name. I think that one's like, I don't know what the Mario Mania Player's Guide called it. I think he's like a punting Chuck or something. You know, where they punt the ball past the field goal or whatever. Anyway, this leads to the second of 5 Star Road stars. Now, we'll do the Star Road... I think we'll do the Star Road as soon as we get to the table, or as soon as we get to the Twin Bridges area. But for now, that's just another entryway. Okay, so the regular exit is actually way up above where we just were, so we'll just make rapid progress, make our way up there. Oh, it actually canceled out the shell I had. Okay, well, this level's not particularly difficult. You can just jump on these planks, I guess. I don't think I ever explained the mechanic of taking an item to the goalpost, but supposedly if you take an important item like a key or a switch to the goalpost, you automatically get an extra life. If you take a Koopa shell or whatever, what you get in exchange is dependent on your current status. Basically, if you're Small Mario and you have an item in reserve, you'll basically be given a 1-up for that. If you already have an item, if you're a particular power, they'll give you basically like the next level up. And if you already had like 2 feathers, or if you have a cape and you have a feather or matching abilities there, I think then it'll also give you a 1-up. I don't know. Again, the Mario Mania Player's Guide maps it out for you. So that leaves us to the Tableland, which is Vanilla Secret 2. Okay, so this level right here is where you can get the most lives. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this to you. So the level starts off with you having to run through a gauntlet of basically green Koopa paratroopers here. But what you could do, you can fly above all of this. I mean, they only take up about half the stage anyway. Now what we want to do is we want to come up to... Okay, there's a Lakitu and a pipe. Actually, I think... Nah, I thought... Sorry, I thought that was a Yoshi. Now, what the game expects you to do is to use this gray switch, which basically turns enemies into gray coins. The game expects you to take it here, but what you could do, and I'll demonstrate this for you. Just go ahead and what you want to do is come here, and remember all those Koopa Troopas? You can just keep collecting these and you'll just get multiple lives. I couldn't tell you how many I got there, but if you're playing the Game Boy Advance remake, which I think is called Super Mario Advance 2 Super Mario World, I guess, it'll actually tell you precisely how many lives that was. So yeah, you can easily max out here. But apart from that, there's really not much to this level, really. I don't need that. Alright. Thing about Yoshi's feet is that, you know, immune to munchers and the like. Supposedly there's a trick you can get an extra life based on how many stars you have, timer or coin total, but I've never been able to pull it off. Okay, and that leads us to Vanilla Secret 3. This is one of only, I think, 2 areas of the game that actually has this unique character, the dolphin. Now, in the Japanese version, you can actually eat the dolphins, but not in the Super Nintendo. However, the Game Boy Advance actually lets you eat the dolphins. So, yeah, I don't quite get it myself, you know. I mean, Nintendo back in the 90s, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's because of the ESRB or whatever, or does Super Mario World predate the ESRB? I would think it would predate the ESRB, right? Because I don't think Mortal Kombat came out until sometime after the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, right? And this was a launch title for the Super Nintendo, so I don't know. Maybe someone in the comments should point this out, but I'm just gonna go down here. We don't really need to play the extra live mini game anymore. Yes, sadly, sad to say the game caps out at 99 lives, so... And of course that leads to the Vanilla Fortress. And this is one... There's only one of 4 fortresses in the game. Now, more recently I've been watching another YouTube channel, Let's Play with Brigands, I guess. Which basically, he basically runs a show where, you know... He plays all these retro games. He's already done a 4-parter on Super Mario World. If he, you know, he could probably tell you a whole bunch of facts and such, along with his comedic TAs or his other. Oh, can I not? Oh, I thought I could repel the fish bones. I might be Ladies and gentlemen, I think I might be confusing this with Super Mario Maker 2. Yeah, in Super Mario Maker 2, you can actually, like, I think repel the fish bones with your cape. Yeah, there's definitely some different version differences. So Super Mario World aesthetic in Super Mario Maker, there's a few things they omitted that you could do in the original Mario World that you can't do there. For one thing, and I haven't been able to demonstrate it, but in the Super Nintendo version, you can actually, you know, spin jump off of buzzsaws, which, you know, if you ask me, would defy all logic, but... Yeah, fun fact, you can actually beat... If you're quick about it, you can beat Reznor before, the bridge gives way, so you don't have to jump on the platforms. And there we go. That's the secret path done. But we're not quite done with Vanilla Dome just yet, so we'll come back to the bridge later. For now, however, I think it's only fitting that we get ourselves ready for some more chicanery here. Alright. Yeah, so unlike other levels, this one doesn't have a timer, so... one other trick you can do, if you want to just end endless amounts of points, is that if you have is to swap between a fire flower and a cape feather. To access the ability in your reserve box, you can press select. And as you can see, each power-up gives you 1,000 points. Yes, even a power-up you already have will give you 1,000 points. Just camp out up above, keep spamming the select button. And you'll just get a multitude of points there. Personally, I mean, if you're playing this game on an original Super Nintendo system and you have a Game Genie, perhaps a quick score gain cheat would probably be right up your alley if you want to max out your score. But I mean, again, this was one of the early days where score actually mattered. It doesn't, but there you go. Okay, so back to the regular path now. Okay, just use Yoshi to eat the Buzzy Beetles here. So like I said, the game expects you to come back here once you get the Red Switch Palace, but we didn't need to, so here we are. Okay, so this is one of the few spots in the game that actually gives you a Starman here. Now you gotta be quick here, because otherwise this platform will sink all the way to the bottom, and invincibility does not save you from lava. Also, for whatever reason, invincibility doesn't carry over to scene transitions, so... Okay. Here we are. Jump up here. By the way, if you press and hold the up button while you're extending Yoshi's tongue, Yoshi won't duck down when he does it by default. And over here is what used to be a bottomless pit, but no longer. Okay, which then leads us to Vanilla Dome 2. Now this level here, you know, for the longest time, kind of stumped me as a kid before I actually took a gander at the player's guide. I mean, nowadays you can just look this stuff up on the internet, or watch a video like this one. So, you know, if you're here watching this video, hoping for some tips or whatever, I appreciate that. I know I don't normally talk as much, but... Okay, well, unfortunately we have to abandon Yoshi here, but that's alright. Okay, so this set of blocks right here, we have to go through these blocks to get to the secret exit, which would require us to basically go up and around. There's a hidden one up here if you need it. Okay, that's another feather. Again, if you want another 1,000 points, there you go. Oop. Okay. Okay, so this fire flower will demonstrate something that I want to show off here. So, in the Super Nintendo manual for this game, they say pressing X and Y have the same functions. See, Y button, X button. I mean, you can't see my controller, but Y button, X button. Now, they say the X and Y button both do the same things, but, for example, let's say I were to hold if I press and hold down the Y button, I can pick up an item. Let go of the Y button, he drops the item. But, if I'm holding a button with the Y, guess what? I can still, with my thumb, press the X button. So yeah, you can't, unless you're holding on to a turtle shell or a key, unless what you're holding is not a Koopa shell, you can actually still fire your fireballs. It's a little awkward to manage holding an item, but there you go. Which is actually going to be super helpful here because, see, if you're holding onto an item, Mario's physics are actually a little bit different. He'll actually start floating and swim faster. And there you go. And this leads to the ever so elusive Red Switch Palace. So if anyone wanted to know where the Red Switch Palace is, it's here in the Vanilla Dome. So, there you are. So let's just go ahead and show off the Red Switch Palace here. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is the first Mario game that if you beat multiple enemies with a star while running through them with a Starman, you can actually get extra lives that way. Not entirely sure Not entirely sure if it was the first game, but I certainly remember seeing it in, you know, Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy. You know, the 6 golden coins. And they take a lot of sprite inspirations from Mario World, so there you go. Unfortunately, both this version and the Game Boy Advance version, you cannot replay Switch Palaces. Sad but true. It would have been nice to replay them, but, you know, if you've already beaten the game, there's little point to playing those levels, or any other for that matter. Sorry, I got a bit of a hiccups here. I did eat before I started recording. You know, I don't particularly want to start recording on an empty stomach, or if I'm, you know, dog tired, you know. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, it probably would have been better for me to... Probably would have been better or safer for me to use the fire flower in the water. How fire can still burn in water, I don't know. You know, but I'm not going to question it. Not like Patrick Star did. Anyone see that episode of SpongeBob? Where Patrick was like, hey, wait a minute, if we're underwater, why is the fire... And then the fire just immediately goes out, like, as if to say, oh, you got me. I mean, I guess you just don't question logic, you know? Or that time, I guess in Tiny Toons or whatever, they were... I guess they took a trip to, like, I don't know, like, this, they took a trip to, like, Go-Go Dodo's land or whatever. Like there's a... Whoa, what the heck? Wait, did you see that? What just happened? Oops. No. I want an instant replay here. Yeah, something did get hit up there. Okay. Oh, by the way, I've been playing Mario RPG on my own time with the completed save file, completed the monster list. No biggie. Hey, let me all know if you want me to showcase the DLC portion of that game, because I still have it saved on my I still have it saved from when I completed it, and I played the RPG on my own time. I played the DLC portion on my own time, but yeah, let me know if you want a continuation of the story, if you will. Actually, I don't know why I bother carrying the Switch. I don't really need it. Not exactly the safest place to drop a player off, but then again I've played worse in Mario Maker, so yeah, so it might not be in your best interest to go down that pipe that I just showcased, but there you go. Okay, so this leads us to another ghost house. Now, some of the ghost houses are pretty straightforward. I think I already explained once before, but if you stare at a regular ghost long enough, it'll actually make a funny face at you. And the big ghosts will actually peek behind their hands to see if you're still looking at them. Yeah, you gotta be careful of the boos that like to hang out. Oh, what? Was there no... Oh, I think it was down here. No? No, I'm pretty sure there was a... Weird. No, I'm pretty sure there was a vine up there. Okay, it's down here. It was down here. Yeah, you can come up here and avoid, like... Oh. By the way, those dinosaur-looking things, they're called Eries. They haven't appeared in any other Mario game, probably for the best. And here, you'll find the great green bubble. You can spin jump off them, but it might be easier just to avoid them, I guess. Okay, and there we go. And that's the exit. Now, unfortunately, like I said, ghost houses don't generally let you know. Excuse me. If there's one or two exits, you just kind of have to know. And I'll just go ahead and play this as we are. Okay, now you gotta watch out for those eyes. It's basically a new enemy called a Blarg. Supposedly Yoshi can eat them, but I never for the life of me had been able to get it to work. I mean, there's a very specific hitbox that you gotta aim for, and, you know, by the time you're able to aim for it, he's already moved back under the lava, so... Probably not worth it in the long run, to be fair. Okay. Then you come up here. Now, if you fly from here, you can get yourself a 3-up moon. And if you cape your way over here, you can come up here and play yourself another mini game for lives. Now, we've already maxed out, so we can just exit through here. Fun fact, you can exit through the pipe you just entered to just automatically skip it, and you'll still be taken to wherever it went. Whoops. Okay, fun fact, the shell-less Koopa Troopas, you can generally tell what kind of Koopa Troopa they were by the color of the shoes they wear, but a blue Koopa Troopas looks a little bit different than the others. They won't actually go back into a shell if they encounter one. They'll actually kick it at you like an attack, so... yeah, kind of have to watch out for that, I guess. You can grab that Yoshi coin if you want. Now, I think we in fact passed it up, but that directly above where we played, where I showed you where that mini game was for extra lives, is actually regular pipes that have regular piranha plants in it from the old days. Oh, like this one right here. Okay, so I guess we didn't miss them after all. Yeah, they pretty much behave like they used to. Just, if you're right up next to a pipe, they won't spawn, so that's nice. Okay, I think this puts us at 99 stars? Yeah. Okay, so we are guaranteed for sure to play the mini game next time. We get stars at the post. I'm just going to go ahead and grab some quick power-ups here. Why not? Okay, and we grab ourselves another Yoshi friend. Okay, Vanilla Dome 4. Okay, now I used to think that we were outside, you know, like it's nighttime. But no, if you really think about it, it's not so much that it's nighttime as that you're actually still inside the dome in the cave, and those things that look like stars are just reflections of the probably gemstones. So, kind of a fun little perspective for you there. I think this might be the second of 2 levels that has... Okay, well that was bound to happen. Supposedly there's a trick here where you can get an extra life, but there's like a very specific set of movements you gotta perform. Okay, well this isn't exactly safe here. And there we go. Another level down. And that leads us to Lemmy's Castle number 3. Well, looks like we're making some pretty good time. I dare say this is probably just about as long as the last video, but... Okay, so, this is also the first introduction of Magic Koopa. Not Kamek. Kamek is the name of one specific Koopa Troopa. Well, no, yeah, he is a Koopa, but... This guy, in Mario World, he'll make platforms out... He'll make things out of the mushroom blocks, or the blocks here. I think there is a small % chance he can still create, like, a useful power-up for you. But that's few and far between. You're better off not... Oh, actually, I need that... Oops. Actually, if I do this... Got it. Alright, so we'll just head over here. and go through here, and we get ourselves a halfway point and an extra life. Now, I wouldn't recommend rushing through this area because, one, you could get crushed, and two, unless you've played this over and over again, you don't know what's ahead, so... See, like... I mean, I'm playing particularly recklessly, but, you know, I've done this so many times. See, the Game Boy Advance replaces that mushroom with an actual with a feather, so... In some ways, the Game Boy Advance game is a little bit easier. That's why we're not playing... That's one of the reasons why we're not playing it instead of this. Plus, I think the audio and visual is better in this game. I mean, that seems to be the thing, you know, with a lot of us, right? We want the definitive version of what's out there, right? Like, I mean, sound quality, screen crunch, I mean, those things make sense on a handheld system, right? But here we are, you know, 2025 especially, you know, and we just want everything to be definitive, right? Like, don't be afraid to remake something. Just give it a new coat of paint, you know? You don't have to change the mechanics or whatever, just... I don't know. It's like it's like Crash Bandicoot in the Insane trilogy, you know? I was just like... I mean, yeah, they added a couple new things, but overall, it's like a fresh coat of paint, really. So anyway, that was Lemmy Koopa. I beat him a little too quickly there. He basically does a peekaboo strategy where you would have to hit the real one 3 times before he goes down. So, Mario has triumphed over Lemmy Koopa of Castle Number 3. Mario's quest is starting to get much more difficult. Have you found the red and green switches yet? So if you haven't found the red switch palace, this is probably your clue that it's sometime before this castle. And, well, we've already seen it there, so... Now... And that takes us to the Twin Bridges area. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.